Hello there everyone, welcome back to another video about the One Piece card game. I'm continuing my coverage with OP03, Pillars of Strength, with another deck profile. Today I'm going to be discussing Zoro. Before I get started, there is a companion guide to this deck going up on my Patreon right now. Check it out, linked in the description. It's $5 a month. I think it's really worth it. Please do check it out. I think there's some really great insights in there, matchup guides, all that sort of useful stuff, so please check it out. Of course, if you are new here, 80% of you are not subscribed. I'd appreciate it if you hit that sub button and like the video if you do enjoy it, but you can wait till the end to do that, don't worry. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're talking about Zoro, and this is Teach Zoro. So there's a couple of ways you can go on Zoro, but I figured Teach Zoro is the most new, right? Like, you're playing the most, like, actually new shit, and it's the most fun, in my opinion. As fun as Zoro can be. So let's go ahead and discuss the cards. So we'll start off with the leader effect. Simple. One line of text. Don 1. Your stuff gains a K. Oh, fantastic. Very simple. All your characters gain 1k power. Lovely. And this is just really, really good. Now, you'll notice that there are a lot of very low-cost units in this deck. That's because it's a rush deck. I'm saying this like you don't know. I'm sure you know. Okay, let's talk through what we're playing. Playing 4 copies of Makino. This is insanely powerful in Zoro. This giving something 3k in combination with your Zoro leader effect is buffing something by 4k. So every single one of your 1-drops is outside of herself is swinging for 6 off of a Makino plus the Zoro leader effect. So you slap 1 Don on them and they're swinging for 7, unless it's buggy, in which case it's swinging for 7 already. Very, 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 very powerful effect. Stacking 2 of them lets you hit really big numbers kind of out of nowhere, and if you're doing this early game, your opponent usually isn't going to be able to swing into your whole board unless they've also built out quite a wide board of their own. 4 copies of Izo. This is the card that has just cemented Whitebeard Pirates as the way to build red. Getting a top 5 searcher for all Whitebeard Pirates is just insanely good. Play 3 copies of Gordon. It's just a very versatile card, and being able to just reduce power for attacks and also for Marcos is really good. Gordon plus Marco is popping all 6Ks, but Gordon on its own is also just very, very versatile because it's going to let you reduce the power of blockers or reduce the power of units that are really quite annoying that you want to be killing. It's just really, really good. We play 4 copies of Buggy. This is another top searcher that's just making sure that your hand is not decreasing in size, and it's going to get you one of the 12 events you play. With 12 events, your odds of hitting one are, I think it's something like 70%, so it's pretty good. 4 copies of Dadan. This finds all your 1-drops. We play 15 of them, so it's just about enough that it shouldn't be an issue. 4 copies of Jozu. This is a 2k counter that is searchable as a Whitebeard Pirate. 4 copies of Rush Zoro. No real explanation required for why this card is so good. 4 copies of 4-drop Marco. This card is insane. It is a blocker that you can just keep coming back with Whitebeard Pirate cards. Obviously, one thing to be very careful of is not to get baited into discarding too many cards to keep your Marco around. If your opponent is hard committing into the Marco, just let the Marco die. It's done its job. 3 copies of Marshall D. Teach. So this is sort of the central piece of this deck in terms of well, I mean, you know, central in the sense that this is the spice. Let's talk about what this card does. This is a 4/6. When attacking, you may trash 1 red character in play with 4,000 power or more, draw a card, then this character gains 1k power during this turn. So, let me just paint a little picture for you here. Let's say your board is Izo and nothing else. Well, here's what you do. Well, it's Izo and a Teach. Let's say you played Izo, you found Teach, you played Teach. On the next turn, you put a Don on Zoro. Izo's now 3k. You chuck down a Makino. You tap the Makino. Izo is now 6k. So far, this has cost 2 Don. We slap another Don on Izo. Izo is now 7k. We chuck a 7k swing into the opponent's leader. So we're at 2 Don for a 7k swing. Now, Teach swings. We attach 1 Don to Teach for 3 Don. This is now 8k with the leader effect. You use its effect. You pop the Izo, you draw a card, and he gains 1k. This is now 9k for 3 Don. And then you've got a 6k Zoro swing, you slap 1 extra Don on it, and that is a 7k swing. So for 4 Don, you have converted an Izo and a Teach into 7, 7, 9. Damn, that's kind of good. Yeah, this Teach is just such a powerful card and just letting you turn your pluses into even more pluses for reasons. Why not? But also in just letting you really abuse big numbers for very cheap and efficient amounts of Don. I think it's a really powerful card, and it's a Whitebeard Pirate, so it's very searchable. We play 4 copies of the best card in OP03, Marco. This card is nuts. 5/6, 1k counter. Why the hell not? And on your turn, when you play it, you just get to pop a 3k or less. Obviously with Gordon, synergizes there, so it's essentially a jet pistol. But then on KO, you can just discard an event, and he comes right back. So between the Marcos, you're always going to have a board. I think I've explained in quite great depth in my analysis video of like the red set review why Marco is so good. You can check it out up there. So I'm not going to wax lyrical about that here. The point is it's really, really good. If you want to hear more, check out the Patreon guide. Okay, let's talk about the events. So we play 4 copies of Rad Beam. This card overperforms all the time. It's a 1-drop 4k event. It's obviously nuts. 4 copies of Guard Point. Again, this card is just overstated. It's a 1-drop 3k. It's really, really good, like 1-drop 3k counter. The trigger can sometimes come up, usually doesn't. And then finally, we play 4 copies of Whitebeard Pirates. This trigger does come up. You always use this trigger when it hits. And you know, you can find Whitebeard Pirate off of Buggy, use Whitebeard Pirates off of that Buggy to find an Ezo, find that Ezo, go off something else. It's just insane how they all chain into each other, right? Yeah, this is an incredibly powerful card. So that is the Zoro deck profile. How good is this deck? It's one of the best decks in the game. I'm not saying this list is necessarily perfect, but it's pretty damn good. If you want, obviously, a more in-depth analysis of it, you should check out the Patreon. I've shilled that enough, I think. But overall, if you want to be competitive, you got to be playing a red leader, and Zoro is pretty much the best one you can be playing. It's tied. It's really, really, really powerful. Once you've experienced playing red in OP03, it's very difficult to change back to another color. The level of consistency is just unparalleled, and the fact that you just always feel like you've got such a big hand, your hand's a book, it just feels amazing. So I highly recommend, if you guys are trying to learn the competitive landscape for OP03, this should be coming out before the set's even released, so learn this deck, check out the Patreon guide, get equipped. I think 4 shillings enough. I really do think it is worth the time investment to learn this deck. If you enjoyed this video, please do like it, subscribe to the channel for more fantastic deck profiles just like this one, and of course analysis and all that sort of stuff. As I said, for the 5th time now, check out the Patreon linked in the description. I really would appreciate it. Helps support the channel, helps me pay off things like the camera and the microphone I bought. But that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.